This week's topic comes from Mitch, who wanted to know how to be eager to learn. So I pondered that and thought before I could learn, I needed to stop thinking I was right. Which means this week's topic is about shifting from being right to eager to learn. In the first video on the playlist, I talked about when I felt like I was willing to be less right. In the next video, I talked about how I shifted from feeling less right to being willing to learn. In this video, I'm going to focus on a time when I was eager to learn. In the next video, we'll do the meditation, and then you'll see the Friday ditty or the frittity where I pull it all together and get a little more poetic and a little more nerdy and make sense of the journey. All the videos will appear in the playlist from Being Right to Eager to Learn. So if you have a question or a topic like Mitch did, comment below or DM me on Instagram. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself. The question I'm starting with today is, when is a time you remember being eager to learn? Well, I remember meeting Brian Fretwell at Finding Good. I came across him online, and I knew there was something that I wanted to learn from him about connection, because I wanted to get better at making connections in my own life. Now, I had my podcast relatively damaged, and what I didn't know was that I was subconsciously using some of the tools that he was teaching when I was interviewing those people on that podcast. But I was struggling in my personal life, and I was like, I just want to get better at this. How do I connect? Is there a way to connect with people that can make it more predictable? And so I was just determined to learn. So we met. I was able to get into his program, the facilitator program, and it has literally changed my life and the way I communicate with the people around me in such a fantastic way. I can't even I feel like words will not do justice to how it has impacted my life. What made it easy? I think what made it easy to be eager to learn in this moment, even though it was hard, right? I felt awkward going out and asking people some of these questions, and some of the people would look at me like, why do you want to know? And I genuinely wanted to know. My biggest challenge, I think, was that because I'd done the podcast where I was asking people about struggles, I started calling it, I go for the jugular, which is I ask the deep question right out of the gate, and I forget to build that trust. And it was really important. So what made it easy to do this, I think, and to be willing to practice and get it wrong so many times, is because I knew that where I was going, I knew I wanted that. I knew I wanted to have more connection in my relationships, and I knew I wanted to have better conversations. Do some people struggle with this eagerness to learn? I think so. And I think it's sometimes, but I have to admit, sometimes in life, I don't want to be eager to learn. Sometimes it's like there's so much going on that adding eager to learn to it can just be too much. So, but making it easy was important. I think it's really that connection and knowing that I wanted these relationships. So what about your makeup makes it easy to be eager to learn? Well, I think it's in this particular situation, it was knowing what I wanted and how important that was to me. So, and being willing to be uncomfortable. What were some things you did when you were eager to learn? Oh man, I got uncomfortable, and I got uncomfortable often. I would ask questions and I would get turned down. And I learned that didn't have to decrease my value, that someone else wasn't willing. And I also learned to build trust. So those were important. But I don't know if I want to, like, the eager to learn part, the things I did to be when I was eager to learn. Yeah, I kept trying things. I'm trying to tie it back, because in this particular situation I talked about earlier, it was about the connection, and the connection was my driving force. But what do I do when I'm eager to learn? I stay dedicated. I I I will notice a roadblock, and oh, this, what's really interesting, something that I've learned in the last few years, which I didn't know before, is that as I get frustrated, so I started to recognize frustration as that moment of, okay, I'm on to something. There's something here I'm gonna get in just a minute. So now it's like being eager to learn also means accepting frustration and challenge. And that matters to me because I think it makes learning easier. If I know that right before a breakthrough, I'm going to get frustrated, now I can look at it as like, wow, okay, I'm at this frustrated point. I'm getting close to a breakthrough, which makes being eager to learn a little more exciting. What does it say about you that you do that you get excited to find frustration? I think it means that I want to learn, and that these new things are important to me. How would you describe someone else that did the same thing? I think I would describe them as dedicated, accepting, I don't know why loving is coming to mind with eager to learn. Well, I think maybe it's like that love or that zest for life. When you just meet that person who's like, they want to live like that. Yeah, like Vanellope in Ralph Wrecks the Internet. Well, in both Ralph movies, she's just got a zest for life. And when I meet those people in real life, like, that's cool. I love that. How has being eager to learn helped those around you? Well, I think that what they start to notice is that frustration will happen, and it's okay. Like, sometimes I'm just going to get frustrated and it's going to have nothing to do with them. But also I think they're going to notice that there's this, let's see, how do I want to put this? That it's part of the process of learning, and it's okay. But also I think it helps the people around me because I'm also willing to learn about them. And like I talked in, I believe yesterday's video or the video before this one, is like, that means that they can be who they are, and that's super freeing. What has helped me shift into being eager to learn? Ooh. I think it might be the life experiences that show me that I don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. And I don't know about you, but this world seems to be changing so fast. And there are, like AI recently got really big and came out, and it can be super helpful. And, like, if I'm unwilling to learn, then these new things aren't I'm not going to be, I'll be stuck in somewhere else, in a different world, I guess. I don't know, in a different world inside my head. Does everyone have the ability to be eager to learn? I think so. I think it's just a willingness and a desire to learn. And I think it's really important to point to, like, for me, I was eager to learn in many other areas of my life. So reading books and watching videos and things like that. But for me, like, the really the neatest place where it became important for me to be eager to learn was really in my relationships, and remembering that my world is not their world, which is magnified by social media nowadays because everyone has different feeds on their phone. They see different things. And I have to remember that they don't have the information that I have, and I don't have the information they have. And I want to uncover that and understand, like, what is that about? Who are they? And how does the way I stay eager to learn help others? I think that it's inspiring, especially for the people around me. And it helps them learn and grow. Or at least be willing, or maybe think about it. Like, the interesting thing is, I don't, like, now I know I have no control over what other people do. And if I get to just be myself and share these experiences with them, and they choose to take it, that's fantastic. Then it helps them, maybe. I don't know. It that would depend on them. What do you know you can do because you're eager to learn? Well, I know that I can keep learning. Yeah, and that even when I get to a point where I think I'm right, I might not be right, because something could change in the next moment, and that's okay. That's really, actually, that's so cool. What do you know you can do now that you're eager to learn? I can just love people and things for what they are in this moment. And that's pretty exciting. And where are you able to be eager to learn in your life? Everywhere. Every single moment it can be a learning experience if I just look. And isn't that cool? Wow. I'm super glad we were talking about this today. Thank you, Mitch, for the topic. I would love to hear from you. When have you been eager to learn, and how did you do that? These videos will be located in the playlist From Being Right to Eager to Learn. I'm Angela, and this is me making sense of myself.